Well, first thing I want to do is I want to thank Brenda. Thanks Brenda Scott for showing me the light when it comes to DEI. I make promotional products for colleges and universities, and one of the first things I do is to go and speak with the DEI office. And I have to say that Brenda has shown me, has set the bar pretty high of what is possible for a minority vendor to deal with an institution through the Department of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. So I'm grateful for her for showing me the light when it comes to DEI. I'm here to talk about purpose, and I think the narrative is now find your passion, find your purpose, find your passion, find your purpose. It's something I disagree with. I don't think you find purpose, purpose finds you. Purpose finds you. I was listening to a tech billionaire, and he was talking about how, they were talking about how when he interviews someone, he asked a couple of questions. And one of the questions he asked is, tell me about a difficult problem you had to solve and the process in which you had to solve the problem. And it had made me thinking about purpose, and purpose is problem solving. Purpose, as I define it, is a once-in-a-lifetime problem that someone else has that only you can solve. A once-in-a-lifetime problem that someone else has that only you can solve because you happen to be at the right place at the right time. So I imagine myself now, I'm standing in front of, future billionaires and leaders in business and other areas. And I'm here to sell you on the idea that purpose is the most important problems you will solve in life, or purpose problems. The most meaningful problems you solve in life are purpose problems. Because they're problems that aren't about you, they're about OPB, other people's problems. Purpose problems have 5 elements, and I've given each a number, 5 elements. 0, 0, 1, 1, 0. First, it starts off with 0 expectations. It's not a problem you're looking for. It's not a problem you got up in the morning like, okay, I'm going to attack this problem today. No, it's not a problem. It's an unexpected problem. You weren't looking for it. 0 obligation. You're under 0 obligation to solve it. In other words, it's not your job. It's not your immediate family. You're not obligated to solve this problem. It's a problem you can walk away from. You're the one person who can solve it. You're the one person who can solve it because you happen to be at the right place at the right time with the tools and talents to solve it. You get one opportunity to solve this problem. This is a once-in-a-lifetime problem. If you do not solve it, the opportunity to solve the problem will be gone. Well, you may say, well, why would I want to solve it? Most important 0 in life is 0 regrets. People talk about 0 debt. No, the most important 0 in your life will be 0 regrets. You want to reduce the number of regrets because it's good for your mental health. And that's purpose. When you see these 5 elements, then you've achieved purpose. All right, let me give you an example. This is how I learned about it. I finally started my business. It was like a 10-year journey from hobby to hustle, and now it's how I make my living. So I get a chance to make a living doing something I love. So I got a practical passion. I got a passion that pays the bills. And when you get to that point, you're super focused. Your time and money is very, you're limited with time and your money. I go to a gas station. I'm waiting to fill up, and all of the pumps are full. I'm like, okay, I'm getting a little anxious, like I'm ready to get in and get out. One of the pumps clears, I pull in, jump out of my car, take the card out, look at the card reader, it says, see attendant. The card reader's not working. I'm like, nothing delay. I go get in line, there's one guy ahead of me. I said, okay, I gotta wait. He's talking to the attendant, he says, how about $5? Beep, decline. How about $3? Beep, decline. He's walking away, he's looking disappointed. I say, man, I got you. He says, how much, $3? I was like, no, let's do 10. I go run my card for him, run my card for myself, and I'm going. And the whole day I'm thinking about, what was it? I mean, if it was passion, I'd be hanging out at gas stations, right? Looking to help people. And I'll tell you something about me, I don't help people at gas stations. Brother man, no, I can't. I don't do it. maybe you do. It's not my thing. I don't help people at gas stations. So it's not my passion. And I just started my own business. Money's tight. So I'm giving away $10. I can't afford it. I can't go around giving people $10 to help out. So if it's not practical, it's not passionate, then it must be purpose. And then let's plug it in numbers. 0 expectations. It's not a problem I'm looking for. I didn't get up that morning looking. That's not one of my problems. 0 obligation. I didn't know him. I didn't owe him. I was the one person who could help him. No one else was around. No one else stepped up. I was the one person who could help him. It was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. In other words, I can't say, oh, I'll get you later, I'll get you next week, I'll get you next week. No, it's either now or never. I can tell you a story now with 0 regrets. That's purpose. That's purpose. And we'll go in a little deeper. And then afterwards, I can say, I won. Purpose is the only area of life where you can really say, I won. Because, I don't know if you got friends like I got friends. You tell them you did something, and they always got a one-up. They always got something. If you did something and good in high school, they did it in college. If you were number 1 on the team, they were number 1 in the school, like they're of the district. Like everyone, the people try to one-up you. Purpose is one of those things where you win, and there's no debate. You can walk away from it. So I just put the acronym WON, one. This is the difference between purpose and passion. Purpose, you can walk away from it. You can't do that with your passion. I can solve a problem in purpose and never have to see that problem again. You can't do that with your passion. You can't win a game. You can't win a deal. You can't make a sale. You can't win a contest. You can't do anything and walk away from it. Because you got to win again, right? This is the winning that I say feed your soul. I help them with the gas station. If I never do that again, I'm good. It's always over and above your expectations. With our passionate wants and our practical needs, that we're never satisfied, right? Nothing is ever good enough. I'm a Boston Celtics fan, and we won the championship this past year. And before the confetti's off the floor, we're talking about banners 19 and 20. Purpose is over and above your expectations. Why? Because you started 0 expectations. So purpose is always over and above because you don't have the expectations. Where in other areas of life, we have the highest expectations. Every year we want to win the championship, right? Or at least make it to the playoffs. Purpose starts with 0 expectations, so you can only go up. No one loses. The thing about purpose, nobody loses. I have a friend of mine who's a police officer, and he says, hey, I do my job with passion and purpose. And I said, yeah, that's fine. I know you do, but if you give me a ticket, I don't feel the purpose. And what purpose is that nobody loses. That means nobody loses money, nobody loses time. It doesn't cost anyone anything. In the situation I told you before, I gave $10, but what did I do? I learned about purpose. I won, so I'm satisfied. The young man, he got his gas paid. The gas station attendant or the owner of the gas station, they got their money. So nobody loses. And that's the thing about purpose, is nobody loses. The reason we have trouble finding our passion, the reason we have trouble achieving our purpose is because passion is tunnel vision. And the higher the level you go, the more focused you've got to be. I have a business where I work exclusively with big dollar brands. I tell people this, I was working in the airport, I was pushing wheelchairs. I was making $12 an hour. And my dream was always to have my own business. And God said, if you want your own business, work exclusively with billion-dollar brands. Billion-dollar brands with a B. Which means I only work with well-known brands. I don't work with Betty's Beauty Shop, Bill's Barbecue, Peggy's Pancakes, and Pork Chops. I don't do that anymore. I did that coming up when I was in my hustle phase, but now that it's how I make a living, I work exclusively with billion-dollar brands. So that means I gotta be at the top of my game And that means I gotta be really focused. Which means I like being in rooms like this because you all are student athletes. So you get it. You get what it means to operate at a high level. Well, that's where I'm at. And I understand the focus it takes, but purpose is an interruption of that. You're on your way to class, you're on your way to practice, you're on your way to the camp, whatever it is, you're doing something either it's practical or you're passionate about. And someone says, excuse me, you have a minute. Oh, man, I'm focused. But sometimes there's problems you don't even see them because what do? We got headphones on, hoodie on, phone, and we're focused. I get it. Like, I got stuff to do. You don't understand. I understand. I understand. You want to operate at a very high level. But purpose is an interruption. You got to step away from your passion in order to achieve purpose. Like I said before, I'm a Boston Celtics fan. I'm at home watching the game. I'm supposed to be at work. Even though I have my own business, I still got to go and put in the work. But I'm watching the game. The game goes, it's a West Coast game, so it started late. They're playing the Nuggets. Game goes in overtime. They end up losing, and I'm mad. And now I've wasted like 2.5, 3 hours when I should have been at work. So now I'm like, okay, now I really got to go to work. Jump in the car. I'm on the way out. I run into traffic. I'm like, why is there traffic? It's 11:30 at night. Why is there traffic on the road? And I turn the corner, and I see what the problem is. There's 2 guys pushing the car that is stalled, and a lady was inside steering it. And I get around, and I look, and I'm thinking, maybe I should help them. I'm like, nah, they good. I'll just get in the way. And I'm off. I get on the highway, 635, heading north, and it's like the voice of God says, hey, you got it back. I'm like, no, it's good. God was like, are you sure, Mr. Purpose, Mr. No Regrets? I was like, so now I'm mad, because I don't want to go back. I got stuff to do. Take the exit, head back the other way, and I started heading back the other way. And I'm praying it off the road because, like, I don't want to stop and help them. I got other stuff to do. I don't want to get involved in this situation. Head back to where they are. They're off the road, but now they're trying to get the vehicle up an incline. And all 3 of them are trying to push the car. I was like, no, that's not going to work. Somebody's got to steer. I pull over. I roll up my window. I said, y'all need some help? They said, yep. I jump out. Me and the 2 guys get behind the car. We push it up the incline. She steers it into the parking lot. I said, y'all good? They said, yep. Somebody else coming to pick us up. I'm like, God bless, good night. I'm out. And I head back to where I was going. 0 expectations, not a problem I'm looking for. 0 obligation, I don't know them, I don't owe them. I'm the one person who can solve the problem. No one else stopped helping. It was a once in a lifetime opportunity. I couldn't say, well, maybe next time. It's a one and done. You get one opportunity to solve the problem. Because I can tell the story now with 0 regrets. That's purpose. And I won. Because I can walk away. I never have to do that again. It's not my passion. I'm not looking for cars to push. It's not my thing. I can walk away from it. It was over and above my expectations because I went in with 0 expectations. No one loses. No one lost anything. How do they lose? Hey, y'all got a few dollars to help a brother out? No, I didn't ask for anything. Can y'all follow me on social media? Can we be friends? I don't know. It's like nothing. I need nothing from you. No one loses because it didn't cost them anything for me to come and help. And what do I get out of it? I don't lose. I mean, because I have a cool story to tell. I could, the feeling you have when you do something, when you solve a once in a lifetime problem for someone else, there's nothing that compares to that. Like I said, it satisfies you in a way that you don't need it anymore. You can walk away from it. But in order for you to achieve the purpose, you got to step away from your passion. You can't have both. My passion is not pushing cars up an incline. Not my passion. Never has been. My passion was to go and make a promotional product. But I can't do both. So I had to make a choice. I had to step away from my passion in order to achieve purpose. That means when someone comes to you with a problem, and you're into your passion, you gotta make a choice. And like I said, you can always look at the numbers. What you're expecting it. You know, when I'm at the gas station, I expect people to come up to ask me for money, so I'm gonna give them money. You know, or it's an obligation. Or if you're obligated to do it, it's not purpose. It's either practical passion, or you're the one person to do it. Because someone may come to you with a problem and says, I can't, hey, can you get someone else to do it? If someone else says, no, I'll help you, oh, then it's not purpose. Is it a once in a lifetime opportunity, or is it a problem you get to later? Hey, man, I can't help you now, but get with me later. Get with me after class, or after practice, or after our workout. We'll get together later. Then, you know, it's not purpose. If you have options, it's not purpose. But when all the numbers line up, you say, it's probably purpose. Achieving purpose requires you to step away from your passion. The final thing I want to talk about is, what is the purpose of purpose? The purpose of purpose is to change people's perception. Because we have actual problems, and then another problem we have in the world is perception or bias. You know, people think a certain way, and through purpose you can change people's thinking about how they look at a group of people, or maybe a certain situation. Let me explain. When I went to Dallas, I took a very low-paying job. You know, long story short, when I moved to Dallas, I didn't have a job or a place to stay. I moved in with my brother. I needed a job. I said 9 months I'd be out. About 3 or 4 months in, I still didn't have a job. I prayed. I said I would take the next job that comes my way. I kid you not. A lady at my brother's office asked me if I had a job. I said no. I'm still looking. She said the city school's hiring. I said, for what? She said, custodian. I was like, and at first I was like, are you kidding me? I was like, oh, wait a minute. Oh, I did say I'll take the next job that comes my way. And that was literally the next job that came my way. I was like, it's almost like a deal's a deal. You said it, you gotta do it. I was like, oh. So I took the job. The job paid $7.25 an hour. It wasn't even a custodian job, it was a custodian substitute job. So it was like an apprenticeship program to become a custodian in the city school system. And it was the craziest thing I'd ever heard either. But I ended up doing it for about 1.5 years. And I'm making $7.25 an hour. And because of the low pay, I ended up moving in a not so great neighborhood in South Dallas. And I was in the hood, literally, I was in the hood. And one night I'm trying to sleep. And I couldn't afford the furniture. I'm on the floor sleeping. I had no furniture in the apartment. And I'm just trying to sleep, and the couple next door is having an argument. And there was a lady that lived there, and the guy was there. I guess the boyfriend, he was coming by to visit. And like they're having an argument, and at some point he hits her. And she's like, why'd you hit me? And they argue some more, and he hits her again. I was like, okay, that's enough. It's enough. I get up, get some shoes on, go next door, knock on the door. I don't know what I'm gonna do or what I'm gonna say. I do realize this is not a good idea. It's a dangerous thing to do. I realized, man, I could get hurt, I could get killed doing this. This is the hood. This is not, you know, Highland Park. You know, and then you get killed in Highland Park too. But like I said, if something bad happened to me, the narrative would be, because I already like, you know, writing my own obituary and thinking, everybody's gonna say, why did he do that? Why didn't he even go over there? Why didn't he just call him? Why would he like? Everyone said that was a bad idea. And I knew going over there, it was a bad idea. But for some reason, I just had to go over there and do something. And I knocked on the door. Like I said, I didn't know what I was going to do, what I was going to say. I'm just going to go over there. And knock on the door, see what happens. Knock on the door opens, and to my disappointment, guess who's standing in front of me? The lady. I'm like, why does this dude have his lady open the door in the middle of the night? Like, I was like, okay, whatever. Like, to me, it was like, okay, it just shows what type of guy I'm dealing with. I said, are you okay? She said, yeah, I'm fine. I said, okay, I need you to keep it down. She says, yeah, I'm sorry, move on. Okay. I go back to my apartment. For the rest of the night, it was dead quiet. I mean, like some people say crickets, it was less than crickets. It was nothing. It was eerily, it was weird how quiet it was for the rest of the night. and I had no more issues from them the rest of the time. She stayed in the stayed next door to me. Zero expectations is not the problem I'm looking for. Zero obligation. I don't know her, I don't owe her. I was the one person who could solve the problem. It was a once in a lifetime opportunity. In other words, it wasn't a problem. I said, well, maybe I'll do something next time. Not tonight. Maybe if anything happens again, I'll say no. Once in a lifetime opportunity. I can tell the story now with zero regrets. Zero regrets. And I won. Because I can walk away from it. I don't ever have to do that again. And I'm good. If that never happens to me in life, I'm good. I don't need that. I can walk away from it. Over and above my expectations. I went in with zero expectations. Or less than zero expectations, because I was like, man, I could die tonight. So the bar was set very low. And I didn't die, so that's pretty good. And no one loses. Which is kind of controversial because, you know, this guy there hit his girlfriend. I mean, and nothing bad happened to him. Because I guess if this was a Hollywood movie, I would knock on the door and he would answer the door and he'd say something, I'd say something, he'd put his hands on me and I'd have to, you know, beat him up. But that's passion, right? Yeah, passion says, yeah, he's something bad should happen to him. But that's not purpose. Purpose is nobody loses. Everybody gets a second chance. So he got a second chance. And whatever he does with it is, you know, but purpose, nobody loses. When things like this happen, all of those situations, I think to myself, what's the purpose of purpose? In other words, why me? Of all the people in the world, all the people in Dallas, thousands, millions of people you could put in that situation, why me? And then I thought about it was representation. It was representation. In other words, in the last story I told you, who normally knocks on the door in a situation like that, in a domestic situation? It's not the neighbors, right? You're in the hood. It's not the neighbors that come to the door. It's what? The police. The police. So I'm there to change the narrative, change the image. Because the image is what? You know, black men don't take care of their women. We don't protect our women. We mistreat our women. So if it was a movie, then, you know, and the police come and the police are the hero of the story, then it doesn't help us, right? It doesn't help black men. So we're still the villains. And if the narrative is out there that we don't take care of, we don't protect our women, the only thing that's going to change the narrative is a black man will have to go up and get involved. And the black man can't. And if it's a police officer, then it's the police. It's not black men. So I go, and I wasn't thinking on this. And when I went up there, it's just afterward I began to think about saying, why me instead of, you know, why me in that situation? Because a black man's the villain in that situation, so you need a black hero to come in and save the situation. Because if the police come in, it's the police doing it. It's not us. So that's the purpose of purpose. And then if you go even further, with the other two situations, let's just say that the narrative is out there that black men don't take care of their women. And we don't protect our women. And maybe other people have heard it because, you know, it's out there. And, you know, we can debate it and, you know, the media does this and society says this and music and movies. Yeah, but what's going to change it? What's going to change it? Change the purpose is going to, people are going to have to see us in a different light, in a real light, because, you know, people have the rumors about us. In other words, the guy I helped at the gas station, let's just say he's heard negative things about black men. And let's just say he's heard the same narrative, oh, we don't take care of our women. So that's a negative thing. But if someone pays for your gas when you're short, then it just kind of makes you think, well, maybe the negative things I heard about him is not all true. Because I've had a positive experience with a black man who helped me out in a once-in-a-lifetime situation. He really stepped up and helped me out, so I'm the hero in his story. And then with the people that pushed their car, they weren't black. But a 50-something-year-old black man shows up to push their car with incline. Why me? Because they needed to see, because there's so much negative stuff out there, they needed to see a positive image of a black man in a situation where they can't ignore it. You can't just write it off, right? If you see it on the news, you see something positive on the news or in a movie, they make us black superheroes, but that's not enough. That's not enough to solve the problem. They're going to have to see us in a positive light, in a real way, in a once-in-a-lifetime problem. Because you never forget that, right? That's as real as it gets. I got a problem. I'm stuck. I don't know how I'm going to get out of it. Who shows up? Oh, wow. I've only heard negative things about these people. Now it's like, hey, it's undeniable. It's undeniable once you show up and you solve a once-in-a-lifetime problem. And this is just not a black thing. I can go around the world, and with any group of people, I can give the same message. I can sit in a room full of middle-aged, wealthy white women and say, hey, you guys, people look at you all as Karens. Purpose can change that. Purpose can change whatever negative image there is about your group. So as a black man, I have a responsibility to accept purpose problems because people need to see me solving once in a lifetime problems for them in order to change their mindset. So that is the purpose of purpose. That's why purpose problem comes to you because of your age or because of your race or your gender or your orientation, whatever it is about you is going to be useful to change people's perspective. Because we all have bias, right? And as people that say, help me to change my bias. And this is what I'm going to end on. Like I said, I was living in the hood. I had a bias against drug dealers. I probably could say I hated drug dealers. There was a guy who was a drug dealer who lived across the parking lot from me. And if he got shot, if he got killed, if he got arrested, I wouldn't care. I was like, that's what he did. Because I put all the problems of the black community on this guy here. I was like, you're the reason why the black community is the way it is. I put everything on this one guy because he's a drug dealer. And one day I was having control of my car. My car wouldn't start. The battery would die and I needed to jump. And a friend came, picked me up, and we went to go play basketball. He says, what's up with your car? I said, I ran the battery. He says, why don't you just ask one of your neighbors? I was like, well, most of my neighbors don't have a car, and the only guy who's outside who has a car is a drug dealer. He said, why don't you ask him? I said, I'm not asking a drug dealer for anything. He's like, you need to stop being like that. I said, well, it's like that. Because I don't like drug dealers. I can say I hate drug dealers. But one day, the car would start. Thought about what my friend was saying. I was like, you know what? I'll do it. And and it was almost to prove my friend wrong. Like just go in and ask the drug dealer. And if he said no, I said, yeah, see, drug dealers are good for nothing. So I go in and ask him, he said, yeah, man, sure, I got you. Comes up, pulls his car over, gives me a jump. That one act of kindness changed my entire perspective on him as a drug dealer. He became a person. He was a hero in my story. He's a drug dealer, no, he's a hero in my story. So yeah, he's a drug dealer, but in my story, in my problem, he's a hero. I cannot look at him the same anymore. It totally changed my perspective. Now, am I giving my past and doing drugs? No, but it was like God was saying, everybody has purpose. Everybody's valuable. So I stopped seeing him as a drug dealer, seeing him as a man, as a father, as a son. He had kids. His mom was there in the same neighborhood. I was like, oh. So it changed my perspective. So if it could change my perspective about a drug dealer or somebody I really hated, then it just shows me the power of purpose that we all have. That there are people out there that have a bias against us, and there's people out there who hate us. But one act of purpose can change that. change their entire perspective. And you'll never know. That's the amazing thing about it, you'll never know. But that's the power of purpose. Zero expectation, zero obligation, because one person to solve it. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. And you want to solve it because you want to have zero regrets. Thank you.